Hi, I'm Jessica Rochefer. I'm a musician, and this is Behind the Music. We are going to do a deep dive into my song, Remember.
Remember who the real enemy is. Remember who the real enemy is.
So Remember started out with one lyric. I had this line in my little lyric thing on my phone for at least a couple months, if not even longer, because a lot of the stuff that I work on has been like 10 years in the making. And this specific line was, so cut off its oxygen, extinguish the flame, the fire of thought that is burning your brain.
So cut off its oxygen, extinguish the flame, the fire of thought that is burning your brain.
I just was like really intrigued by it, and I couldn't get it off my mind. Sometimes when I work on songs, I'll have other lyrics from other times I've written, and I start piecing things together. And as I pieced this song together, it started to create a narrative focused on what it means to take back your thoughts and actively fight against the devil when he's messing with your head. Depending on the song, I'll either be using my piano, guitar, ukulele, or my computer. Production-wise, I started with a bass line. You can just hear it, a little dun, 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 dun. Built off of that, threw in the drums, electronic, grungy pop type of record. I'm a big 21 Pilots fan. That was definitely heavily influenced from a lot of their stuff. But you know, just kind of put more of a feminine just spin on it, you know? In my little studio at home, I record everything on Logic Pro with my little USB mic, very small Audio-Technica, little cute thing. I think I got it for maybe $100, not even. And then I send it off to Godsends of Men in Nashville, Zod Lounge. They're amazing. Love you, Tom and Brett. Look them up. They are just some of the coolest, most organically genuine people that I know. And that's something that I really prayed for, because I had met a lot of people that I didn't really gel with in the industry prior to them. And I was praying for people that really saw me, got what I was going for, and man, do they ever. They really, really nail it every single time. What happens is when we send it over to Zod Lounge, Brett is an amazing drummer. He redoes all of the drum tracks, and then Tom, fantastic bass player if he needs to. I don't think he did with this one. I think this one is still the original bass. But if I want him to, like on some other songs, he will redo all the bass with, you know, his own guitar and do his little flourish on it. Along with this demo, I had recorded and produced everything on my own, demos of 8 different songs. And we took all 8 of those and went down to Nashville to record with Zod Lounge. While we're there, usually probably we can get in around 2 songs, main and backing vocals, within a day. So we're there for maybe a week, and then we have an extra day where we kind of just do anything else that needs to be covered, if there was something we want to retake, or if there's anything else we want to talk about. Back and forth, we'll do Zoom calls, and on Google Docs, I'll write all my different notes after listening to each mix, and we just send back and forth until we get what we want. And then we put it together, make a music video, and send it out into the wild of the internet. And you get to see it. So diving into the music video, I work with Jason Arndt of Revo Media. We have known each other for many moons. One day I called him up and said, hey, I have to do some music video work for my songs. Do you know anybody? And he said, yeah, me. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take you on. Let's do this. And we get along great, and we're both absolutely crazy. So it's a lot of fun and chaos, but it's great. So good and bad of the filming process. We started off at Black Pigeon Studios here in Grand Rapids and recording all of the inside studio work with all the, you know, white wall behind me and all the candles, glowy, pretty. And that went really well, except for the fact that I think I had gotten maybe 3 hours of sleep the night before. So I'm glad I'm sitting during that, because I'm exhausted. And actually, that was the second scheduling of that filming. The first original scheduling was about a week prior, and the night before, the devil did mess with my head, to be real, and I had PTSD episode, meltdown, whatever you want to call it. I could not fall asleep. My whole entire body was just so exhausted, yet would not turn off because, I mean, I was excited, but I was also nervous. This is the first time I'd ever done a professional music video. Anything else I had done, it was just me, my mom, and a camera, you know? So this was a big deal, but he used that to his advantage to really shake things up. And so because that night I didn't fall asleep until it wasn't night anymore, it was 8 a.m. in the morning, we had to reschedule for the next week. And at least I got 3 hours that next time, so that was good. And I think we filmed in late February, early March, somewhere around there.
It was cold.
It was cold. So speaking of cold, when we filmed everything outside, there was snow on the ground.
Spot rain.
It's snowing.
It was at least the 20s, if not teens, depending on how, and we were out there for what, 5 hours at least. And again, I'm wearing a dress. That's it. And the same thing for the jumpsuit. We had a coat on standby for in between shots. And thank goodness I was by a fire so I could actually like be near something warm. But then depending on how far away I was from it, I was either boiling hot or I was freezing cold. So my body went through it. Everybody's bodies went through it. It was Jason and my mom and my dad and my brother-in-law and my sister and Jackie, of course. Jackie's the creative assistant and she is fantastic. Love you, Jackie. And so all of us are outside in the cold for hours upon hours getting all this filmed. But I hope they find it worth it because I found it worth it. It turned out pretty awesome. So every single time that I work on a music video, I take the treatment, put it onto my iPad and draw everything out so that we can both see the visuals for what I have going on in my head and then go from there when we are doing the actual music video filming. I started out with everything dark, holding one candle and using that candle to represent one thought. The gradual build of each candle that you see surrounding me in that next scene when you dive into my head is these dark figures, which I called the shadow people, which were really my friends and family, all dressed up in black. They would pick up one as basically demons or, you know, the devil's little handy workers. They would be taking a thought, fire thought, and adding it to burn my brain so that my brain deteriorates as my mental health issues continue. I start to notice them doing this, and then I turn around, run back, and go to the fire of thought that is burning my brain. And I remember because that's the name of the song. I remember the power of the Holy Spirit that comes inside of us to help us fan out these flames so that we can relax and trust that everything's gonna be okay. But then during this whole thing, I am wearing a very flamey looking dress, which every single dress that I work on is something that I design, but then I go shopping with my mom and she sews and we put together. So it's a family affair. It's great. So that dress is meant to be of when you go through mental health issues and how that can really morph your identity. So I have this moment after I'm starting to blow out the actual fire of thoughts and realizing I'm wearing this and I need to get rid of it. So I start shredding off my sleeves and my skirt, and you see slowly that I reveal, and in the end shot as I walk away, a beautiful jumpsuit, like my skin, just glittering, realizing what your true identity should feel and look like, because everybody is beautifully and wonderfully made. And the devil, you know, he doesn't have any claim on that, so we shouldn't accept that either. Thank you for venturing with me behind the music of Remember, and please subscribe, follow, hit the bell, do all the fun things. Find me on social media under Jess Rochaffer, and you can find the original music video and behind the scenes on my YouTube page, or click in the link down below.